The sound of politics is rarely subtle. Sometimes it arrives as a whisper in closed rooms. Other times, it crashes like thunder at 30,000 feet above the Atlantic. This week, that thunder came from Donald Trump speaking casually to reporters aboard Air Force One. Words delivered without hesitation, yet heavy enough to send shockwaves through diplomatic circles and across the Caribbean. He was asked about Cuba, and in response, the US president suggested that seizing the country's leader would pose little difficulty for American forces, though he quickly added that such an operation would likely be unnecessary. It was not a threat. It was not a plan. But it was a statement. And in global politics, statements can be as consequential as actions. Before we continue, subscribe to this channel and hit the like button for in-depth global analysis that cuts through noise and delivers context without distortion. Cuba today is a nation under strain. Years of economic isolation have collided with a tightening web of restrictions, particularly in energy supply. The island depends heavily on imported fuel, and Washington's renewed enforcement of pressure has dramatically reduced that flow. According to the US administration, the strategy is deliberate: economic isolation as leverage, scarcity as persuasion. From Washington's perspective, the embargo is working exactly as intended. There's no oil, there's no money, Trump said, describing a country he characterized as collapsing under its own system. He went further, claiming that Cuba lacks even basic aviation fuel, a symbol, he implied, of national failure. At the center of this pressure stands Miguel Díaz-Canel, Cuba's president, who now presides over an island facing rolling blackouts, reduced industrial activity, and households forced to improvise for survival. Across cities and rural communities alike, Cubans are turning to charcoal stoves, solar panels where available, and rationing daily life around electricity schedules that no longer follow predictability. The US government insists responsibility lies squarely with Havana. Yet this moment cannot be separated from what happened just weeks earlier in South America. In January, the United States carried out an unprecedented operation against Nicolás Maduro, removing him from Venezuela and transferring him to US custody. Washington declared him the head of an international drug network rather than a legitimate head of state. The operation was swift and controversial. While several Western governments reacted cautiously, Russia, China, and